So Springboks versus Argentina, 10-17 to the Boks, and not the best game to watch, was it? It was pretty painful actually to watch, to be honest. But from a Bok perspective, I think there were some boxes ticked. Just to look at the upside briefly, a lot of those injured players coming back just needed the game time. They needed to get that match fitness, the game time, and you can see they worked them hard. Hey, the Argentinians worked the Springboks very hard at the Instagram post-match Instagram channel of the Boks where they're shaking hands. You can see all the Springboks breathing quite heavy, and so they were ran hard, and it was actually a pretty perfect game for building up to the greatest rivalry against the Kiwis. But it was just like fragmented. It just the Boks didn't settle. There were mistakes, and it was very disjointed, and I think that is accredited to the fact that we had the injured players coming back, and they were rusty. Sasha, the kicking game was off. Even the passing and the knock-ons and all these mistakes, just struggled to get into the game really. And it really took the Springboks, the bomb squad, to come in and kind of put the oil back in the machine, so that it ran smoothly again, and that's exactly what happened. When the reserves came on, the game changed for the Boks. So that was part of the plan. They wanted to get these guys back on. Irban had 80 minutes, Sasha had 80 minutes, Lut was there. So they got their game time, and that's what they needed, because they'll get better, they'll get more in sync, they'll get more in tune, but they've just come back from injury. So it's gonna take a bit of time. So it was perfect for them. Other than that, it was wasn't the most entertaining game to watch. I do think we have to give credit to the Argentinians. They put up a really good fight, and tactically they played well. They were, in the scrum and the set piece, they were matching the Boks. And you would say that it was unlucky for them to lose the game, because especially right at the end there, they had that try scoring opportunity where it was knocked on, you kind of felt for them, because if they ever deserved a game, it was probably that one. But that's the thing with a championship side, is that even when they play badly, they still find a way to win, and that's exactly what happened with the Springboks. So I think there are a lot of positives to take away from the Boks. I know a lot of comments that I've already seen. There's a lot of negativity out there, and the Boks not playing well, and people worried about Grobus and Sasha and everything, and it'll come together. It was all part of the plan, was to give them game time, and it wasn't pretty to watch. So it's not gonna. I don't think it's doom and gloom. I actually think there's quite a lot of positives to take out of it, because they've got their guys that are match fit now. They will be in a lot better place. They would have had that game under their belt. They were not injured except for Sia, which is a pity. Looks like he's out with a hamstring, so let's see how long that is. But the other guys made it through, and that's exactly what they wanted. And now the question is, do those guys, are old hands, do they just work their way into the team? And like I said in my other videos, I think it's going to be tough. Look at Kobus Visa when he came on, how he did. Playing very well. All of them. Zachary Porton, played well. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Gerard Steenekamp, Ben Jason Dixon was there. They playing. You could see that they had the game time, and they came on and everything kind of just settled down a bit, didn't it? And that was nice. We had that kind of backup, the plan B, you know. So I think that's why they were there. But yeah, when they were on it, kind of that oil just went through the machine and it started running again. So that was nice to see. Now it's about competing to get into the team for the All Blacks. Who's going to be playing? And with Sia out, I saw a video from Egg Chasers. Tim at Egg Chasers now just did a video saying that Dion Faree might be being called up, and with Sia out, that would make sense. But also, like I said in my other videos, that these games with the Stormers and the Sharks and the Bulls that are playing New Zealand, those are also kind of trial games for the Boks, because if you have a stormer of a game like Dion did, you could find your way back in the team, and that's exactly what looks like is going to be happening. So, you know, there's a lot to be said about these games, these warm-up games for the All Blacks. They might be warm-up games for the All Blacks, but for a lot of the guys that are on the fringe, and some of them who think they probably never will be playing for the Springboks, never will get the chance. They get to sing their anthem, they get to face the mighty All Blacks, and they get to say to Rassie, hey, I actually think I'm worthy. I think I could play for the Boks. And we saw with the Stormers how they really put New Zealand under a lot of pressure, and that was quite beautiful to see, that they played with, they really went all out. They sang the anthem, and the stadium, everything was done. The show was good, and the energy was good from the players, the intensity. So things are looking pretty interesting for this greatest rivalry now. We've got some of those injured players back here, no, not so much. And how do they fit into the setup now? Because it's going to be tough to get in. So I'll probably start looking at that Springbok Match Day 23 in my next video. We start looking at that. But I need to give it a bit of thought. So yeah, I think we're in a good place. It's not all doom and gloom. Yes, it wasn't pretty. It was still a win. But I think a lot of the box were ticked for Rassie Erasmus, the coaching team. And look, it's not easy to go to Argentina and win. They're a very difficult team to play. The conditions, yes, the conditions are beautiful, but still it's very different. Your time zone change, you're in another country, it's all in Spanish, everything's different. So, it's not easy just to fly over there on a weekend and go and win. They got some big boys. They got some debutants, newcomers. The guy had only a couple of games, and they're big boys as well, and they like that confrontation. They're not afraid to run it. They play really great brand of rugby, and you can see they're being coached well. So I think the signs are very good for Argentina as well, just looking into the future. But yeah, make no mistake, it's not easy to go there and win, is it? So I think Rassie Erasmus and the coaching team expected that. They expected it to be a grind, and they'll be quite happy that they came out with a win, because it was very close. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Were there any other standout players? Please comment, please like. It helps the video, it helps my new channel. It helps me. I do enjoy it. So I'm going to that game in Baltimore, so I'm kind of building up towards that. I live here in the US, in Fort Myers in Florida, and hopefully after they can bring the World Cup here someday. I know they're trying to grow the game in the Western Hemisphere. We only really have one big team, which is Argentina. So it'd be nice that the game is growing. It is growing here in the US, but it's nice that they're coming to play the greatest rivalry here. Sorry about the noise there. I'm outside here, but yeah, so please like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for future videos. Cameron Hanekom, he played well. There were one or two players that played well. So let me know if you thought anyone stood out, but really it was about the reserves the bomb squad coming up that changed the game, changed the dynamic of the game. So let me know your thoughts. Cheers.